offices, clearly there are different offices within the body of Yeshua. And we spoke about this idea in the reference to the idea of tribal responsibility we carry, but there's also individual responsibility. Paul here uses the Greek word praxis, office, or function. Just as the Gershonites had one specific burden, and the Merarites another, the body of Christ is a grid of distinct office bearers. There are no generalists in a healthy tribe. There are only specialists serving the whole. So while your tribe might have an overall purpose, an overall goal, and some of you have already shared with me the tribes that you think that you belong to, and that might be, either biological or ideally it's really spiritual, right? The spiritual tribe. The fact is that within each tribe there are specific office bearers. There are specialists serving the whole. So what specialty do you have? What is your specialty? Is your specialty ministry? Is your specialty teaching? Is your specialty exhorting? Is your specialty giving? Is your specialty management? Is your specialty cheerleading, encouraging, showing mercy, being there, right, for people who need an ear or a voice to hear? This is not the only place where Paul establishes that there is a praxis or an office or a function of office bearers for the ecclesia. There is also a standardization of distribution. He says this in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ, the body of Messiah, and members in particular. Notice, actually in the Hebrew, it would not be members in particular, it would be each one for himself. The Hebrew is ve'evarim. You are members or limbs, kol echad, each one la'atzmo, for himself. In other words, you have an individual responsibility within the whole that goes beyond just your tribal affiliation or family affiliation. And God has set some in the church. First, apostles. Now, it's important in the Hebrew. I'm still astounded how different the original Hebrew text is to the translations. And Paul does not say, he doesn't use, as far as I know, the Greek term of apostles. He, in the Hebrew, uses, which means literally messengers. He calls the 12 disciples, sometimes he calls them the Mishra, those who were sent, but sometimes in the Hebrew he calls them the Shlichim, the ones who were sent.